Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunters are the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 2 preview between the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'll start with the Jets in this ball game. Offensively speaking, the best stat that I saw last week that is more important than any other statistic, not the score, 0 sacks. The sack total was at 0, which means Sanchez had time in the pocket to throw the football. The running game actually was opening up. They were able to find creases, and that's what the Jets need to do this week. They have to have an encore performance up front against that Steelers 3-4 defense. And spreading the wealth in the passing game was another thing that I noticed from Sanchez. He got everybody involved throwing the football. That was impressive. The ball came out of his hand decisive. It came out of his hands quick, and that's what the Jets need in order to have success. And they want to stay versatile in the running game. You want to run some counters, run some traps, some sweeps, try to get creative in the running game versus the Steelers front four. And I look at the fact that the defense side of the football, the D-line has to do their job in maintaining the line of scrimmage versus Big Ben. You don't want to have him back there running around, creating time for those wide receivers, those speed guys to get deep down the field. Own the line of scrimmage, slow down the running game because the Steelers don't have burners, so you can get these guys at or behind the line of scrimmage. And I also want to say flip-flop responsibilities. You want to probably get Landry closer in the box and Jeremiah Bell out of the box this week. Landry is more of an in-the-box type of guy. He has some coverage skills, but I like Jeremiah Bell's coverage skills a lot better than I do Landry. You might want to flip-flop their responsibilities this week. X factor, it has to be the rhythm. Tony Sperano called a great game last week. He has to do the same on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who look to come in offensively, and they're going to, right off the bus, Dwyer and Redmond probably going to get a lot of carries. So I would say those guys should get the bulk of the carries. And I also look at they want to work rookie Chris Rainey into the ball game. You draft a guy, he has that blazing speed. He also can help neutralize what the Jets do defensively as far as getting pressure on the running game and also getting pressure on Big Ben. And I would say the quick passing game versus the Jets secondary, you're not going to have time to go deep down the field. And you're also going to take the chance of Revis and Cromartie doing the business against the receivers at the line of scrimmage. So you have to get the quick game going, those bubble screens, the quick slants, and then that puts the ball in their hands quicker, and that way they could take off with that speed. And I look at the defense side of the football, I will put Ike Taylor on Stephen Hill, former Raging Cajun. He has to go in there and beat up the chest of Stephen Hill, force him to get off bump press, and that takes away one piece of the Jets passing game. And I also look at, if Tim Tebow comes in the game, send extra. Treat it like an option, send extra. Don't sit back in a reactionary mode. Be aggressive, attack the line of scrimmage, and send extra toward Tebow. X factor in this ball game, I look at Ryan Clark. He didn't play last week due to the fact that he was out, the altitude out there in Denver. He's going to have a huge role this week versus the New York Jets. He's going to have to get everybody in position, and that allows Troy Polamalu to be more of a roamer, and that way he can be disruptive. So Ryan Clark is the X factor in my opinion. So let's look at the positional breakdowns. I think the Jets are equal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said before, the Jets have 2 starters in Sanchez and Tebow. And you look at the running game, I think they're equal. Both can be productive. The Steelers have the edge at the receiver position. O-line and tight end, I think, are equal. Heath Miller, is a very underrated tight end. Dustin Keller is a very underrated tight end as well. D-line goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love what I see up front. The linebacking core are equal in my opinion. The Jets have the advantage in the defensive secondary, a slight edge because of the fact that their corners are better than the Steelers' corners. Special team, I think, goes to Pittsburgh in this matchup. But when you look at this game as a whole, you look at 2 teams, tough defenses. They are very familiar with each other. I think the Jets will go on the road and play a very good ball game. I do think Pittsburgh will win. I will trust their passing game 2 weeks in a row more so than I would trust the Jets. Now, if the Jets do it this week, then yes, I'm buying into the passing attack. But I think the Steelers will play a sound game and do a great job of getting pressure on Sanchez, especially shutting down the run.